Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we'll be making one of my fall favorites, apple crisp. And as you can see, I have my pajamas on, so go get comfy and we'll get started. The ingredients we'll need for today's recipe will be oats, regular sugar, brown sugar, flour, cinnamon, baking soda, ground nutmeg, cloves, butter, and apples. I went to my local apple orchard yesterday and picked these bad boys up, and I cannot wait to make this. I also don't know why I forget salt in every single intro video, because this is my life. I love salt. This recipe will kind of be like a little two-part deal. We'll have to make the crisp base and top, and then we'll also have to make the apple filling. And for my apple filling, I cook it on the stovetop and I bake it. So it's kind of like a twice cooked, baked kind of deal. And then for the oat guy, he's super easy to make. So it's another one of those easy fall recipes that you just make it and then you eat the entire thing. So to start this recipe off, we're going to be making the crisp bottom and top first. So what we're going to do is start off with flour, brown sugar, and oats. It's all going to be 1 cup plus 1/4. So is anyone else obsessed with rolled oats? Because I am. And then to this mixture, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. Next, we're going to put 2 teaspoons of baking soda, teaspoon of cinnamon. And since I don't want this part too clovey or too nutmeggy, we're just going to do a dash of each. Just gonna give it a quick little whisk. I'm going to add some more oats. So let's do another 1/4 cup of oats. After I've stirred this a little bit, we will also put 1½ sticks of melted butter into this and give it another stir. And you have to get all of that butter out there. Don't waste butter in this household. Amen. I'm gonna move my tripod so you can see me mixing, and we're not going to have another blurry video. So here is the texture of all of it. Some parts aren't mixed super well, some parts are a little bit more clumpy with butter than others, and that is perfect. That's exactly what we want. Right now, I'm just going to set this mixture aside. I went ahead and preheated my oven to 365 degrees, and then into this pan, we're going to put 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1/3 cup of regular granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour, and this is only to kind of thicken the middle of it. Some of it will ooze down into the bottom of the crust, and that's what makes it absolutely delicious, but we want it to be a little bit thicker. So we'll do 2 tablespoons of flour, 1/2 stick of butter, another dash of clove, we'll do 2 dashes of nutmeg, or maybe 3, and then we'll do another teaspoon and a half of cinnamon. I just really like it to be super flavorful, super full of fall flavors, y'all. And once again, we're going to just do like 1/2 teaspoon of salt. This is also a teaspoon measuring thing, but next, we're going to prep our apples. So I have one of those little spiral apple peeler, slicer, dicer kind of deals, and I'm going to use that. If you like to leave the skin on your apples, then by all means, leave the skin on your apples. I do not. It's not my vibe. So I'm going to say 12 apples, and I would say that these are medium size. If you have super small apples, I would maybe aim for about 15, and if you have super large apples, maybe stick around 10. My dog is also chewing a toy in the background, so I apologize. Love him. I'll see you guys in a minute. So I actually only ended up using about 10 apples because these babies are bigger than I thought they were. But let's go get this on the stovetop. And I'm just going to turn it on medium heat. And I'll give it a quick mix, and then I'll probably just leave it alone for a little bit. I just sent my husband to get vanilla ice cream because I didn't have any. Update. I'm going to put another ½ cup brown sugar into this mixture. I'm going to give it a quick stir. And I'm going to put the lid on so that the apples soften a little faster. And I'm going to continue to cook it over medium-high heat. And the only reason that I went ahead and added an extra ½ cup of brown sugar is because I bought sour apples. Alrighty guys, we're finally ready to assemble our final product and then put it in the oven. The only reason I added an extra ½ cup of brown sugar to this mixture is because I bought Macintosh apples and they were extremely sour. You do not have to do this, but if you're tasting your apples when they're in a pan on the stovetop and you think, these are too sour, I want a little bit more sugar in them, then by all means put an extra ½ cup of brown sugar. Now, I didn't say this in my last video, but I will leave the recipe in the description box below, and I'll just put in parentheses, you know, brown sugar, give or take, the extra in here. So, this good stuff. Awesome. Now we're going to add in all of those apples and all of the juice with them. And if you're like me, you've been eating these like apples the entire time. We'll kind of even that out on top. Now we're just going to sprinkle the rest of this good stuff on top. And you can have some apples peeking through. That's kind of like the best part about apple crisp is that, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. And it's a pretty easy recipe. The other thing I have to say is sometimes I'm just cooking on the fly in here. Today I didn't really follow a specific recipe or anything. I've made this a million times and it's the same thing. You know, it's flour, brown sugar, regular sugar, oats. But it all just depends on the quantity you're making. I'm gonna give you guys a pretty basic recipe for everything, and I would definitely use a sweeter apple. I don't know what I was thinking, and I don't know if Macintosh apples are just naturally sour or if these are just like odd like me, which would completely make sense. So we're gonna throw this guy in the oven for about 25 to 35 minutes, just depending on how brown the top is getting. So we kind of just want it to be like a nice golden brown with maybe some darker brown pockets in there. So we'll see. And like I said, description box below with the whole recipe. Also, if you would share this video with your friends, that'd be awesome. I would really appreciate it. So I'm gonna put this in the oven. The oven is at 365 degrees and we'll start off with 25 minutes. So I just pulled my apple crisp out of the oven. It actually baked for about 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes instead of a full 25 minutes. I have my vanilla ice cream in a bowl and we're diving in. I forgot to film an outro video, so thanks for watching. Please like this video, share it with your friends, and hit the subscribe button. See you guys next week.